Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new Halacha 4 units for Wednesday, 23rd day of May, 9th day of Sivan. Here we go. Going to start a short little unit now on the laws of Yerushalayim and remembering Yerushalayim and tearing Kriya, tearing a piece of your clothing when you see Yerushalayim. Let's get right to it. First of all, some background material. In our society, the way we live today, especially in the Western countries, it's very hard to feel palpably the loss of Yerushalayim because we're comfortable. We even have good amounts of Judaism around us and everything, and Torah learning and all that. And so it's hard to feel like you're really missing something because you feel like I go to shul, I put on tefillin, and I go to shiurim, I have NCSY, and you don't really feel the void of the Beis Hamikdash not being with us, and that's a problem. People don't really yearn for Mashiach as they should because, again, everybody feels so comfortable in these Western worlds. That's a problem. But the Gemara does say if you do more in Yerushalayim or you yearn for Yerushalayim to see it in its rebuilt state, then your merit will be for being that good kind of person is you will get to see Yerushalayim rebuilt. And when I say rebuilt, I mean rebuilt with the Beis Hamikdash in it and everything. The Shulchan Aruch says that a God-fearing Jew should always have the Churban, the destroyed Beis Hamikdash, front and center in his thinking. Any of you who are lucky enough to be at the Kotel, and when you get to the Kotel, you have that rush of feeling, and the first thing you want to ask is some to heal your bubby. God should help your family situation or whatever. And don't get me wrong, it's wonderful to pray about those things, but first and foremost, you shouldn't be at the site of the destroyed Beis Hamikdash without first mentioning how you yearn for the third temple and it's being rebuilt and everything. Then, by all means, pray for your other things too. But to put God and His temple like number 19th on your list, that's not the way it's supposed to be. It's Yerushalayim being destroyed. I know there's a big, beautiful city there now, but the temple having, another religion on its place, that should be foremost in your thinking, especially when you talk to God at the Kotel. The Chazal made a prime takana, a prime decree that applies to all of us, and that is that when you see the place of the Beis Hamikdash, we tear kriya, we tear a piece of our clothing. We'll get to the specifics about that a little bit later. Many are lax about this, and they just don't do it. But just to show you the strictness of it, there are opinions in the Mishnah Berurah that some say that if you hadn't seen the destroyed temple in a long time and you come to the site, the day that you see it, besides tearing a place in your shirt, besides that, you should want to have no wine or meat that whole day because you just got, bam, you just got to visualize the sadness of the Beis Hamikdash not being rebuilt. You don't have to do that, but it is talked about, and some people do actually do that. When we say this about tearing your clothing when you see the Beis Hamikdash in ruins or whatever, we mean the old city. Seeing the big metropolis of Yerushalayim the way it is today, that you don't do any kriya or any tearing of your clothing when you see big, beautiful, modern Yerushalayim in its rebuilt state. We mean the old city. So when you see the old city, there are people who will still tear kriya for that, and there were some people who will say, no, you don't have to do that for that anymore. You do the kriya, the tear, just when you see the actual place of the Beis Hamikdash in its not rebuilt state. That's what some people say. If you are one of those people that does both, then it's most appropriate to first do the tear upon seeing the walled city in its not fully rebuilt state, and then after that to come up to the higher level and then do that tear for seeing the actual place of the Beis Hamikdash destroyed. It's best if it goes in that order. First one for the walled city and how it's not in its fully rebuilt state, and then going up the ramp in sadness, then to seeing the actual site of the destroyed temple, and then to do a tear for that. The specifics of the tear we'll get to in the next day or two. Okay, thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.